necklace next. This one is a fluorite tower, and it's been cut into this tower shape. They don't grow like this in nature. Fluorite grows in chunks and cubes. So if this was a six-sided one where it was all even, they're then classed as generators. But this is a tower because they're not even sides. And this one's got a little chip in the side, which means it's a great choice for these nets because hopefully we'll be able to cover that. So in your necklace kit, we'll have 3 really long cords, and we're going to double each one up. Okay, so we've just doubled up our 3 cords, and this is where we're going to interlock the bottom of our necklace. So this part here, with one of the other cords, we're going to go through the loop and come through so the ends are together. And then see how we've chained them together. We're trying to keep them even so the ends are the same length, because when you plait it at the end, you want them to be all the same length. So we're going to make another hole and get our 3rd cord and pull it all the way through. This will take some getting used to where your hands go. That's our 3rd cord. I'll pull my 1 and 2 cord back tight. That's my 3rd. The ends are still closed. I can just actually fix that a bit. So now we have our 3 doubles. So see how I'm holding with these 2, this and this. Takes some getting used to, but you can do it. Okay, so first knot. I'm pulling with these fingers under here and guiding it with these ones. And I'm looking at this. We're going to have to make this really quite short, so make it loose, don't tighten. Spin around, try and hold these 2. Do your 2nd knot. I know we have to go in quite small for this, so I'm just going to do it loosely to about there. I know the other one will have to go in a bit more. Get these 2 out of the way. We'll do a 3rd one. Okay, so those 2 are good. This one needs to go in a little bit. Okay, they're still loose. Now, got to imagine when it starts going over, we're going to need those very short to protect that point. So I'll tighten, half tighten to the distance I want. Yep, pretty close. And then I'm going to hold the knot and lock those cords in. Okay. See how we've got our triple cords like this. It's just a different bottom. So we're going to match our cords up with the one next door. And make our first diamond. Keep these knots parallel. We have to make these ones quite short again, you'll see, but trust me, I'm going to go in short but loose. Okay, pair the next lot up. And hold those knots together. Now last. Okay, they're all nice and loose. I'm going to test our stone. Okay, pull them all down so we can sort of see. Now, if this moved around, that point can pop out of there quite easily, too easily. So we're going to go these in tighter. Not too tight, because if it's not close enough we can't undo them. Make sure we haven't gone in too tight. Yeah, that's going to be good. I'm not moving again, I'm just trying to keep it in that position but tighten it up. Okay, hold the knot. Hold the knot and lock the cords in. Great. That's our first row of diamonds. Okay, untangle everything. And we go for the next pair. Keep the knots together. We can start to go bigger now because they're long crystals. Come on. Hold the knots together. If you don't hold these together, that's when you're going to get a different length for each cord that you're trying to match up. Not too tight. Hold your knots. Alright, test our stone. Pull them all out of the way. And if it's really tight, you can put your finger in there. Oh, I hope you could see that little rainbow flash in there then. Okay, so I'm holding these down quite firmly so it'll sit on there without popping off. See how there is no risk whatsoever of that popping through and falling through that. So these ones we can have quite big diamonds. So I'm going to half tighten them to the same length. I'm going to double check. You want them all to be similar size. See, as I said before, with the cut crystal, because they're quite perfect, they can be fiddly nicking into place. So I'm happy with those. I'm going to lock those in. Get everybody out of the way. Okay, and we match them up again. We need these long cords. I know it looks like it's a pain, but we need them to make the plaited necklace part big enough to go over your head. You can then adjust the size with the beads, but because they don't have latches or anything at the ends, we need to put it over our head. So you could get away with a shorter length for a younger child. And you don't need to go, if you're making a short one for a man, you'd have to go a bit bigger. Make sure it gets over their head. Alrighty, so test our crystal, stone, gemstone, whatever you would like to call them. Awesome. Want the diamonds to be similar sizes. So I'm going to half lock. Quickly test again to see that they're longer. This is where I want to cover that little chip. Great, that's fine. So we're going to lock those cords in, hold your knot. Right. Okay. Pair up your knots. And we can go quite long for the next lot of diamonds, but keep the knots loose. And test our stone. Awesome, we're coming to the end of the net. So this is where you need to decide. Do I want to stretch it and end it there, or make another lot of knots? Then they're going to be sitting up on there and get bunched up. So I think if I tighten them that long, no, we need to get another layer in there. So I'm going to tighten these up so they're not as large diamonds. See how easy it is to loosen them like that. Check it for the 10th time. Seriously, once you practice though, you can do it in front of the telly or listening to music, and once you get the hang of it, you really get to the less stress part and you can enjoy it. So lock each cord in, hold the notch, lock your cords, and we're going to go one more row. So we're going to pair them up, hold the knots. We haven't got much room, so we're going to make shorter ones this time. See how this project is different for every single stone. It's going to be, they're all different sizes and shapes. So you need, every single one you make will be a little bit different because the stones are different. All the knots. Going quite short, I'm looking in there. The last two pairs. Loose. Let's test. There's that chip over that side. That's great, that's probably going to disguise it, so I'm happy with those. Alright. Okay, this is where we can stretch it a little bit, which makes the knots even tighter now, and it's going to successfully lock our stone into place. Now, if I hadn't have put these next row on, it would stop there, but then those two cords would be up here. We just have too much of the stone sticking up at the top, so this feels like it's a little bit stronger, that top bit in there. So we're going to hold them all tight as possible to get the knot as close as possible to keep it all tight. So I'm holding those two knots just above the stone there. Not tight, this is really loosey because I'm trying to get that knot all the way down. This is as tight as I can go. I'm holding it with these two and I'm pushing the knot down as tight as it will go, that way. Now pull down on it. You're happy with the way it's all sitting, and it feels really nice and tight. And now we're going to lock our cords in. The same as the rest, hold the knot, pull each cord. Now if you like to make these to be interchangeable so that you can take this crystal out and put another one in and wear it, you can do that with the beads. But if you've got a couple of crystals that are the same shape, that's great. But if you want to change from this crystal into this net, it's going to fall out. So especially with precious ones like these, I lock them in. So the more you're going to take the crystals in and out, the more it will stretch and sag and they won't fit in there. Large ones would, but yeah. So if it's just some tumbled cheaper ones, you can do that the interchangeable way, no worries. So now is the plaiting stage, which I have prepared one earlier. This one, and this is really rough, guys, really rough plaiting here, but it's going to be quicker to show you in one shot. And as you can see, the crystals, this one's a lot longer, less diamonds, still works, still could do it that way, but we want these knots up here to hold it all together. So pop that one away. Now I'll show you how to pop the beads on. So we plait all of the ends, and I've just put loose knots in the ends of the plaits. Okay, so now if you do have kinks in your plaits, again, you can undo it and try it again, but that takes forever, believe me, I've tried. So if you just run your fingers through the cords, it flattens them out a bit. So we want to get all of our ends bunched up together. You don't want them the same lengths because it's really hard to get them through the bead. One still under there you are. Awesome. Okay, then you can sort of make sure we're pretty even. Now we'll put and you can choose to have a bead down here like that, or just have one or two at the ends to adjust the length. So now we just go ahead and finish plaiting our ends. Tie them off in a knot and snip the ends. So I won't do all of that. I'm just going to go up to the end here and just show you again. If you're wanting to do a smaller stone with a shorter necklace, so it's going to have to be minimum this to get over your head. Try it over your head, not too tight. I've got to go out. Try it over my head again. Yep, that goes over good. So about the shortest for an adult is going to be about that. So it's still pretty long. So you could finish them and just knot them there like that, or finish the ends, knot them, and you could have a nice long necklace. Thank you so much, and I will get to the other projects, the calcite with a cowrie shell at the bottom with the white cord, and then I've got one more project I'll do with the black thin cord with a different gemstone, clear quartz I think, and it's a point as well, so